All right. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm ready. Okay, come on, let's clap. Whatever city got that look. All right, good morning. It's a Feel Good Friday, January the 12th, 2023, 11 minutes after the hour. Guys, welcome to the Shawn Harvey Morning Show featuring the Wake Up Team with the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started. Right, that chat room is wide open, or you can call in 570-982-6950. God bless you guys on a Feel Good Friday. This is where you get your morning love, but most importantly, it's the only place on earth where you get your morning started right. To the Queen, SennyJ, good morning. God bless. That forehead is shining, face is shining. Good to see you. And how are you, young lady?
Good morning, Sean. I'm doing great. Good morning to everybody listening. We have a great show for you today on this Feel Good Friday. We're going to get started with Senny Says, where I will let you know everything that is going on in Hollywood and entertainment news. We're also going to have Front Page News with SennyJ, where I will let you know what is going on locally, nationally, and globally. So you want to make sure you stick around for that. Hey, Miss Miko. Good morning, girl.
Hey, Sunny J. Hello, Mr. Harvey. It's your
Good
girl, Miss
morning.
Miko, and I am so happy to be here with you guys on the last day of the official work week. Happy Friday, everyone. We have an amazing show in store for you today, so you definitely want to stick with us. But let's get started on the weather. It has been a roller coaster ride. It's up, down, inside out. Guys, please be safe today. Currently in the Lehigh Valley, where we broadcast live from, it's 30 degrees. It's going to a high of only 46, but this is the thing. Tonight, the rain comes in. More rain, more flooding. Like, what's going on with the climate? It's going to be rainy, heavy, windy rain. So please be careful. I know you may have evening plans. You're going out to dinner. You're going to the club. Take your umbrella and please be safe. Do not drive through any standing puddles of water. New York City, the same deal. Currently, you're 36, going to a high of 48. You will be cloudy the entire day. About 6:37, the thunderstorms and the rain roll in, and it's going to be with you the entire night into tomorrow morning. So please, you guys in New York, you stay warm. You get a cuddle buddy, get in the bed, stay warm. And before you do that, stick with us. The only place we get your morning started right.
Yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Miss Miko. I appreciate it. As she said, I listened to every word she said. If you're able to, get you a cuddle buddy and cuddle for the rest of the night while it rains heavy in the New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania area. And if you can't get a cuddle buddy, I guess you can go online and rent one. Now, I want to say two things. One, guys, let's give for folks in the chat room. I see Prince Cox, no pause, Black Hearts in the chat room. Let's give a round of applause to Miss Miko and SennyJ for holding it down yesterday.
It was a
The show,
takeover.
yeah, it was definitely the takeover, and they took over. So I want to give a special shout out to SennyJ and Miss Miko. I listened to the show. I listened to the repeat. I listened to the show for 4 minutes, and then I listened to the repeat later on the day. So I want to say shout out. Let's everybody in the chat room. Let's give a round of applause to Miss Miko and SennyJ.
I'm going to clap for ourselves. Let me put a
Now,
little clapping emoji.
Now I know that we have a lot to talk about on this Feel Good Friday. We appreciate you guys, and like I shared with you guys, we are totally 100% committed to this movement. I see Miss Miko gave herself a round of applause. I appreciate you. Before, Steady, I don't know if you heard what I said. I said, I showed y'all some
Yeah, I
love for
heard you.
the tremendous work you did. Okay. Anyway, before we start the show, I want to start off like this. Uh, I from time to time in the middle of the night, I don't know if you guys go through this, but I suffer from the leg cramp and the toe cramp sometime in the middle of the night. Uh, put a round of applause if you ever had that toe cramp and that big toe went 45 degrees to the left and
Oh,
that middle toe did the whole like retarded kind of twist with the back hamstring pulling. I've been suffering with that for a minute. It's very annoying to my wife. I'm moving around. It's a lot.
It's
I'm
just in your
sleeping.
toes.
Sometimes in my toes and sometimes in my hamstring. Guys, put a number one in the chat room if you ever caught that old school. They used to call it a Charlie horse back in the day, or if you catch a cramp from time to time in the middle of the night. So, uh, and the other night, seeing James, we go
mm-hmm.
for the doozy. It started at the hamstring and went down to the toes. And like I was watching TV because my wife and I are binge watching Grey's Anatomy. Uh, I don't know how long we're gonna binge watch that. That's like 38 seasons. It'll take us the rest of the year to watch all of that.
Oh
And
my God, what are you watching?
she fell asleep, Miss Miko. So I'm continuously, I'm watching. I'm still watching it. I'm up and watching it. I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. And I made a sudden move, Cindy J and Miss Miko, and the hamstring muscle started pulling on the right leg. I didn't think nothing of it. You know how when you pull a muscle, you move your leg a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't move it fast enough, and it went down to the toes.
Oh my goodness.
And it went down to the toes.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of shook my leg and I moved and I gyrated a little bit. And and the spasm of the pull muscle went away. My question to everyone in the chat room, is it just only me? Am I the
Yeah.
only one like getting these pulled muscles in the middle of the night? Put a number one chat room if you ever pulled a muscle in the middle of the night when you was in bed. Put a number two if you haven't. I'll start with Miss Miko before we go into the show. Miss Miko, have you ever in the middle of the night sleeping pulled any kind of leg muscle, anything like that while you sleep?
Like a spasm, or what do
Yeah.
they say? Like the witch is riding your back, like that. Is
What,
that what?
Like a
That's what?
Charlie horse.
Oh
yeah.
no.
You
I mean,
not
my
one time.
arms fall asleep sometimes. If I lay on my hand, my arm for a long time, I get like they fall asleep and I can't move them. Then I freak out and I'm like, oh my god, I can't move my hand. But yeah, no, not my legs.
City J. Uh, what did you call a muscle spasm again, Miss Miko? You called it a what?
The witch is riding your back. That's
Oh,
like
the
sleep paralysis,
the
where you're
witches.
sleeping and you awake, you wake up, but you just can't move. You're just like in a state of like. So they said the witch is riding your back. It's like a sleep paralysis, and you're like that for like maybe like 15, 30 seconds, and then you snap out of it.
Oh,
Put the point in the chat room if you ever had sleep paralysis. If the witch is riding your back, ever. It's
I never,
scary.
I never experienced that. CJ, have you ever? Miss Miko is very witch's back. Okay.
No.
Uh, is,
No, I didn't know
is,
they called it that, but I had that happen one time.
Yeah, you see
I was
everything around you, but you just can't move. You're just like really stuck.
I was actively dreaming, but I was awake. Like I knew because where I was, it was crazy. I was like in a desert and there was like a plane. Like the plane was chasing me down this, but I was awake. And when I woke up I remember it so vividly because when I woke up, I was like banging my hands down. I could feel myself trying to wake myself up. It was very scary, very weird. And I didn't want to go back to sleep. So I have had that before. And then it was like a little bit after that, I had seen a special on TV about it. And I was like, oh, that's what happened to me.
Yes, that's
Some
a real
people,
thing.
oh my God.
some people, their eyes are open. Some people, it could be like when you're asleep, but it's very scary if it does happen to you. So yes, I've had that, and I've had a Charlie horse. But the last time I had a Charlie horse was like mad long ago. We had talked about it. They said you're supposed to keep mustard by your bed, and when you,
Oh,
Mustard.
yeah, one of our listeners had said that like a while ago. Like if you maybe I want to say it was Kathy Garrison. If you keep mustard when you get a Charlie horse and you eat the mustard quick, it's supposed to make it go away.
Oh.
If you're getting them a lot, Shawn, you need to keep mustard in your night table. Like maybe some mustard packets or keep a couple in your pocket
all
and
right.
try it. See if it
Are
works. Because
you-
that's what they said it's your potassium that's low. That's why you
That's
keep
what
getting them.
that's what people
Mm.
that's what people in the chat room are saying.
They
Is,
say
is that is,
that's what the medical community says.
okay?
The
I'm
All right.
chat
keeping the
room
medical.
said take mustard.
All right. Take
Yeah.
mustard. All right. So what I'm gonna do the next time I catch a Charlie horse, a cramp, or the witch is on my back, uh, take a spoon of mustard. The question is, before we move on to the show, I know we got an exciting show, we got a lot going on. What kind of mustard should you use if you have a cramp in your leg, Miss Miko? And what's the high? I know we got store mustard, but what's the high end mustard? Like where does the mustard chain land? Like what's the high end mustard and what's the store brand mustard?
It's
And
great
what
coupon, of course.
It's it's regular mustard. I think I don't. Is Grey Poupon the best mustard or whatever stone ground mustard?
I
That's
think
supposed to
it's
be
great
like
coupon. Let me see what's the best mustard.
oh,
whatever
shit.
stone ground. That's supposed to be the highest mustard.
Oh, what about just the regular like giant supermarket mustard? Like what about that?
Yes, it's all the same. You know
You
that.
think it is?
It's
Mustard
all
is
the
not all
same.
the
It's
same.
just the branding. That's what
Okay,
you're paying for. So
exactly. So
you,
what's the hot? Miss Miko's gonna find out. Then we'll get to our
I
first story.
found
What?
it.
Okay,
I'm looking. I
what's
said, oh, I can't pronounce that. Dusseldorfer mustard from Germany.
mm, it must be good.
Dusseldorfer.
Dus,
Dusseldorfer, right? That's what they call.
Dusseldorf
Oh,
is.
you know
folks,
it's in it?
I'm familiar with a couple of German words. So
Okay.
that's what it sounds like. Dusseldorf.
Yeah. That's
put
that's
a,
the that's the
everybody in
top
the chat.
10 mustard in the world.
Go ahead.
And the
What,
last one is the yellow mustard from St. Louis, USA.
what's the top mustard in our viewing area?
I'll stick with
Woo!
Heinz. I'll
Let
stick
me
with
ask you a
Heinz
question.
mustard.
Everybody in the chat room before we move on, could you type in what kind of mustard, what's the name brand of mustard you have in your closet, in your kitchen right now, or in your refrigerator? What kind of
I
mustard do
have
you have?
French's.
Okay, type that in the chat room. Cindy, what you have?
It's Heinz
I
yellow
think I have
mustard.
I think I have Heinz as well.
Mm,
Everybody in the chat room, type in right now and don't lie.
not don't
Type in what
lie.
Don't be
type of
putting
mustard.
Dusselheimer mustard because y'all don't have that.
What you said, Miss Miko?
I said, don't be typing in Duvelheimer mustard because y'all don't even have that.
But
I
how
ain't
you?
gonna lie.
But Miss Miko, how do you know that?
They do not have no Duvelheimer Germany mustard in their closet.
How much is it? Does it say if it's sold in America and how much it is?
Here you go.
I don't use mustard a lot, so I'm not spending a lot on it.
Yeah, I don't. I barely use mustard. Maybe for like a potato salad or something. It's
This
$1.
mustard that I have is probably gonna make it into the new year to 2025 with the
Yeah,
mustard I have right now. So I don't know.
yeah.
This mustard is coming with me.
I know. I want everybody to be honest. What type of mustard do you have in your refrigerator or in your pantry right now? And tell the truth.
Mm-mm.
Miss Miko, can you just type in for me store brand if you don't mind? Thank you. Uh, uh,
It's
Dusseldorf mustard is $10. It's $9.95 with 2-day delivery from Frederickson's Farms.
$10 for a bottle of mustard.
It,
and to
it
have
comes
it
in a
shipped.
little jar.
$10.
$10.
No, we're not doing that.
And
Yeah.
to wait for it to get mailed to
But
you. Nah.
their lower brand is called Coops. Have you guys ever heard of Coops mustard? That's their lower brand. That's only $5.99.
No, I've
No,
never heard
not
of
at
that.
all. Never heard of that. So, Miss Miko, before we go into our first story, what are they typing in the chat room? What kind of mustard do they have in it? And
They
Why is
got
it so many?
Frenchies Heinz. Oh, that's me and Cindy's. Frenchies and Heinz. Michael Lowry. No, Morris B. Lowry said he has Goldens. And who else? He has Grey Poupon. Michael Grassley has Frenchies and Goldens. Oh, okay, y'all like Goldens.
okay.
Okay. All right. Morris, I think you're lying. You got Grey Poupon too. I don't know. I don't know about that.
That's hilarious.
And that's all I have so far.
Okay, good. All right, Cindy, let's move on. Welcome to the show, only place on earth where you get your morning started right. Thank you. The next time I'll catch a cramp, I'll go run and get some mustard. We appreciate you. The Shawn Harvey Morning Show feature wake up team with the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. All right, Cindy, let's start this show off on a Feel Good Friday. We are in the building 100% totally committed. Let's go.
Yes. Good morning, everybody. So I'm gonna get started off. Senny says with Jonathan Majors And he just had his interview earlier this week with Lindsay Davis, talking about everything that went on with him. And of course, he made the infamous reference once again, Scott King, and talking about why he said that. And then he referenced Lindsay had asked him about his um his new relationship with Megan Good. And he referenced Coretta Scott King again, saying that he found his Coretta in her. And Coretta's kids is not having it, okay? Coretta Scott King's daughter is firing back at people who are reducing her mother to a prop, she said. Bernice King, who is the daughter of Martin Luther King Jr. and Coretta Scott King, shared a message on X, formerly known as Twitter, about her late mom that seemed to be directed at Jonathan Majors, saying, "My mother wasn't a prop. She was a peace advocate before she met my father and was instrumental in him speaking out against the Vietnam War. Please understand, my mother was a force." The post did not mention Majors. It came after he had referenced Coretta Scott in an interview. He said, "She's an angel," when he was referencing Megan Good. "She's held me down like a Coretta. I'm so blessed to have her." Um, Jonathan, he also breaks his silence. He said, "Coretta Scott King, do you know who that is?" Major. Oh, I'm sorry. They're just going into his recording. Um, he hasn't he hasn't referenced anything regarding her post. Um, Bernice in the post, also, who serves as CEO of Martin Luther King Jr. Center for Nonviolent Social Change, also wrote an article about her late mother. Um, so she also attached that article to her writings, so you guys can go check that out there if you want to see that. Also online, people, Martin Luther King Jr. Day is coming up on Monday. People have been referencing it as Jonathan Majors Day, which I think is just so horrible. They've been posting his face on an older picture. I'm gonna try and find it, of Martin Luther King, and they put Jonathan Major's face on Martin Luther King Jr. and they put Megan Good's face on Coretta Scott King. And it's just a mess in these social media streets. I hope this is the last time. Megan Good had put out like a workout video on her social media, and everybody in the comments was like, she's getting ready to march. And it was just, it was just a lot. And I
Yo,
leave these people alone. I hope
no.
this is the last we hear about Jonathan Majors. I'm sick of him already.
Uh, First of all, any place on earth where you get your morning started, right? SennyJ and Miss Miko, guess what? My beloved wife is in the chat room. Y'all show my wife some love. God bless her.
Hey,
Hey,
Tanya.
Tanya.
What's going
What's
on,
up, girl?
girl?
Hey, Tanya, what's going on, girl? Uh, um, okay. Listen, a known fact. This dude, okay, what you say about Jonathan Majors? He went to the David Guffin School of Acting at Yale University. He's not a dummy, okay?
Right.
He's probably one of those smart guys that is just too smart for himself and he's stupid at the same time. Uh,
Right.
and for Brenda King, Brenda Martin Luther King the third.
Bernice is her name.
I'm
Bernice is
sorry,
her name, Sean.
Bernice King Lewis the third, Luther the third. Take take it easy, young lady. He's paying
No,
in a
it's
sense, he's paying homage to your moms. He's doing it in a weird way. He's doing it in a weird way. It's not disrespectful, but he's doing it in the wrong way. He's conveying the wrong message. But he's not disrespecting your mother, young lady. We know that your mother was a force. We get that. Uh, the internet is a beast. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to make fun of it. Uh, and the question is, Miss Miko and SennyJ, that's funny.
That is hilarious.
Uh,
they
the
have
question
another
to
one. I'm gonna find it.
the question to everyone is in this chat room, SennyJ and Miss Miko, let's go to the men and the women. if there was a legendary person or character that you would want your spouse or your living partner or your what Cindy would say domestic partner, who would you want them to emulate or be like? Understand what I'm saying? So he said that he wants the young lady to be like Coretta Scott King. I'll go to Cindy J first.
Mm-mm.
Cindy, if you was in a relationship, uh, what superhero or what kind of actor or what kind of dude or whatever that you would want your husband to be, CJ, or your boyfriend or whoever it be? Obviously,
I
he
would
said,
never
and it's
even say anything like
no,
that.
I'm
I
just saying,
want you to be who you are.
I
But if I
know,
were,
Cindy, I understand that. I get it clearly,
I
but let's
don't
just have a
even
little fun.
know because none of these Negroes out here, like, who can I
Cindy,
even say? Who?
the
Who
DMX.
would I?
I don't know. Like,
It
DMX.
DMX. He was on
I'm
crack.
just I'm just throwing a name out there. Cindy, is there who would don't catch a headache? Name me three or four. I'll get back to you in a minute.
Three or
Miss Mika.
four. I can name you one. Barack Obama. Boom. There
Mm,
you
Okay,
go.
nice.
okay, good.
Period.
Miss Miko,
What a man
Miss
think of.
Miko.
Ooh,
You-
besides the cigarettes, because he smokes cigarettes, you see?
Barack
But go
smokes
ahead.
cigarettes?
Hmm.
Or is it the ganja?
No, he smokes cigarettes.
Oh, I don't like that.
Exactly, right? But
Yeah.
if I wanted the characteristics, I would say him. He's the only one left. Go ahead,
Mm.
Miss Miko. Who would you
Yeah, Miss
say,
Miko,
girl?
who would be that one person that your beloved Mike? I know Mike is Mike. We know we all love him to death.
Because you know I'm about to say, Mike, you ain't about to get me hemmed up this fine Friday.
Yeah,
It's about to
yeah,
rain
no
too.
doubt.
No, thank you.
Word, I
Uh,
need me a Mike Dixon as well. Mike, where your cousins at? Give me some of that
so
family line.
Miss Miko, you would say Mike Dixon?
Yes.
Okay, ask me that question.
Tanya, are you listening?
I don't like girl. Sean,
Yes,
which he said yes. Which um which person would you like your spouse to emulate?
I would like my spouse to emulate uh Tanya Marie Harvey. Give me a round of
You
applause. Give me
better
a round of
say
applause. Give me a
that.
round of applause. Give me a round of
Now I had to come
That's
up
what
with
you
three or
better
four.
say.
applause. I don't want none of that smoke. So in the chat room, please, who would that person be that, because Jonathan Majors, but the deeper question is, Cindy James Miko, is that trending now? Are men out there looking at their women or their spouses or their wife go, listen, you need to be more like Michelle Obama? Is that a trend now? Because even though it's very disrespectful that Jonathan Majors has labeled this woman to act like these certain iconic heroes of ours, which is disrespectful. But a
Right.
lot of trends start from disrespect. So you never know that this might start some kind of. I'm not co-signing this, but this could start some kind of trend. That's all I'm saying. But
Mhm.
Jonathan Majors, I agree with you, Cindy J. We're done with you, sir.
I think it's the fact that he just, first of all, you saw like when that recording was originally released, you saw what kind of effect it had. And the fact that you went on an interview and doubled down on it, I think that's what was like, all right, bro,
He's
like
standing on business.
you saying it again. Like you didn't, that's the thing, is like you didn't find anything wrong with it when you said it the first time and it was released in open court and everybody was saying all that stuff, and you're
Yeah.
gonna go sit down with this woman and then say it again. You could have used the opportunity to been like, you know what, I don't know those people. You shouldn't be putting expectations on your partner. You could have retracted that. But you gonna say it again and then put it on another woman? Like it's just
it's
It's
this,
just
it's
mind
this,
boggling to me.
it's disrespectful. But like I said,
And,
these things
and
could.
and you want me to do that? How are you acting, sir? Number one, you're cheating. You're cheating. You're putting your hands on me. Like, so who are you emulating?
right.
Right. That
Look at
Batman.
yourself. Mm,
Right.
the
Right.
Uh
misogyny of it all.
Kareem Williams said that he would like his woman to be, oh my gosh, a mix of Miss Obama and Jada Fire. You mean Jada Waiter? Like, who's Jada Fire? Do you guys know who Jada
No,
Fire is?
no. Jada, hold on.
Is she a porn
Jada,
star?
yeah,
Yeah.
Jada Fire was a legendary porn star back in the day.
Get out of the
Uh,
chat room. Are we blocking people
no,
out the chat room again? Let's bring
no.
that back. Who
I
said
want to
that?
bring that back. No,
Kareem
who
Williams
said?
said no, but if it's a porn star, not to be outdone, Princess said he likes a little Regina Hall and Janet Jackman. Oh my gosh. Natalie Wright said Denzel Washington, baby.
Ooh,
Uh,
Okay.
yes. Get me some Denzel. Because
You
on and
guys
off
are
the
so
camera,
nasty.
no, but
yeah, wait a
Denzel's
minute,
a good
wait a
man.
minute, wait a
Very
minute.
insightful.
Hold on a second. So our beloved men in the chat room, two of them, one of them said Jada Fire, and the other one said Janet Jack me.
Yes.
Janet Jack
That
me. Is that another
Janet,
porn star?
yeah,
Janet
that's a
Jackman. Yep.
legendary. That's a legendary porn star Cindy, from the 80s and the 90s. Most of us men grew up on that broad. So I'm not mad at Princess. That's a dope. Janet, the Jack Me, and the other Kareem with
Jada Fire.
Jada Fire. Yeah, there you go. All right. What else you got, Cindy?
That's horrible.
What's horrible about
Um,
that? They just keeping it real.
okay.
They are, but
I'm
Vanetta
so
George has a good point. Vanetta George said it's the fact that Jonathan wants the black community to support him, including Megan. But sir, you wasn't dating within your community. Now that you're in trouble, you want to associate yourself within our community. What's your thoughts on
word.
that, Sean?
Uh, well, thank you for bringing that to me. I, I, I
No,
was about to
no
say a funny.
smoke. No smoke.
I was about to say a funny joke, but thank you, Miss Miko, for
No
dumbing it
smoke.
all the way down to a serious answer to a serious question. Uh,
No smoke.
what do
No
I think
smoke.
of it? What do you mean? What do I think of it? It's what we do. It's what black people do. When black
Word.
people in trouble, we go back home to auntie. We go back home to mom. We go back to our cousins. We go back around the block. We go with what we know. Should we be penalized because we were the Babylonian? No, we. This is what we do. We go back home. How many black folks? It's not Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors is just one person. How many black folks, regardless of the situation, ran back home? And I'm not saying ran back home to live home, run back home to have these discussions and get that support. And then we go back out, into the world. Remember years back, we threw Steve Harvey out the black community because he was at that moment he was a Donald Trump lover, and he came back home, and we was like, "Yo, don't do that again. We're gonna accept you back," and we did. And then he went back out into the world, and it's all good. So to answer your question, Miss Miko, there's nothing wrong with black folks who are not associating with black folks at the moment that get in trouble to come back home to black folks. Who OJ Simpson did it, right? OJ Simpson, he's the king of coming back home.
He sure is.
It's not even coming back home either because a lot of who was it? I think it was Michael Ealy. A lot of prominent black actors what that are in interracial relationships, they do hide it. When Michael Ealy came out, it was like a few years ago, and he had made this long, nice post about his wife, and I believe she's Afghani. And when he put the picture of her, he got a lot of flack from the black community, especially from women, talking about. And before that, though, you would have thought Michael Ealy was single. I never knew he was dating anybody.
Yeah, I didn't know anything
This,
about him.
the same thing with Tay Diggs when he had his big divorce from his wife with his children. Everybody was like, "Oh my God, his wife is white." Da, da, da. They know that they're going to get that. However, they pander to black women because they know that they're going to watch their shows and their movies and things like that. And they're in these interracial relationships and they keep it a secret. Just the same thing as Jonathan Majors did. And I believe Jonathan Majors has a child with a white woman.
Really?
Yes, nobody knew this because they know what they're going to get. So at the end of the day, they're doing it the whole time anyway. And whenever I see a black actor come out and he's never with his spouse and he's acting all single, I know that they're in an interracial relationship. So, I mean, it's just a given.
Well, it's a given for African American women. I don't think African American men care if our African American heroes, our actors, are in interrelation relationships or not. I think
No,
this
we
is a
don't care.
women.
We don't.
And no, no, this more of a women
Well, the
issue.
men don't
More
care, but
women,
also the men
more
aren't
women.
buying those things, though. The men aren't going to see these black movies because of these black men.
We
They're not going to go see Best Man. They
Yeah,
don't
but we
care about
going.
that. It's the black women, though. So that's
Exactly.
Yeah,
why
but
it
but
matters.
I get it. But the women that are, especially black women that are in relationship with black men, they're gonna go to the movies with them to see the movie. So black men are indirectly supporting and going to the movie. Black men don't care about this. I think this is a women's issue. These men are free to date who they want. They could be in interracial relationships or not. Uh, I still believe that women still love these our lead actors that are African American that are in relationships with in interracial relationships. I don't think we're gonna cut them off the market. I think women do look at them side eye at the. I think that's just the natural thing. But for the men, we don't care. And back to what Miss Miko said. If our African American men get in trouble, we all know how to come back home and go back to the community, go back to auntie and sit in her house and eat her sweet potato pie and talk about it with all our cousins. Go ahead, what's next, City?
I'm weak.
And then after
Um,
your story, we go to Miss Miko.
Um, Tyler Perry, in some good news, he is honoring a commitment that he made to build a new home for a 93-year-old woman who was fighting land developers that were trying to take her property um, after she passes away. This happened a few years ago. Actually, no, what is it? October of last year. Tyler Perry was aiding a woman's fight against corporate land developers in a huge way. Um, he had secured additional property for the woman with plans in motion to build her a new home. He had said that sometime last year for Josephine Wright. She was reportedly fighting with corporate land developers who were trying to force her off her land, which had been in her family since the Civil War. The company, Bailey Point Investment Group, presented Wright with a lowball offer of only $39,000 for her land, and then allegedly proceeded to harass her when she expressed she wasn't interested in their deal. In addition to being one of the celebs who donated to Wright's initial GoFundMe set up by her family for legal fees, Tyler Perry took his generosity a step further and promised to build a brand new home for her and her loved ones. In October of last year, he had purchased a plot of land on behalf of her, and he planned to build a 5-bedroom home for her. And he was able to do that. Kyrie Irving also donated $40,000 to the cause. And he said, he said he was very proud to be able to do this for her, and he's still going to keep his promise. And he said, "My prayer is that you rest in peace, knowing that I will honor the commitment I made to you. I know you'll be watching over us all as I hand those keys to your family. So your 4 children, 40 grandchildren, and 50 great grandchildren, and 4 great great grandchildren will still be able to gather at your house on your land and tell the world what kind of fighter you were." So I believe she has her house that he built on a separate property, and she still has her old house that's still there as well.
You said she
So,
passed away, Cindy?
yes, she passed away, I believe, sometime last year.
How did she pass away? Them developers have something to do with it?
Uh,
What's
I
going
know.
on
It
here?
looked it looks like it was natural causes. She was 93 years old.
Well,
Mm.
you know what? And welcome to the show, any place on earth where you get your morning started right. Shawn Harvey, morning show, feature wake up team with the Queen SennyJ and the Queen Miss Miko. 100% committed. I shared that in last year, and we were in January, and we're committed. So I shared that with you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, and follow the show if y'all don't mind. I know some of y'all are our beloved listeners and viewers in the chat room, and you park your ass right there in that group and you don't share. I need y'all to change your little philosophy if y'all don't mind, please. And please share the show. You'll sit there comfortable. You park like you're sitting there in the supermarket parking lot, and you're texting for half an hour. Please share the show.
Work.
All right. Tyler Perry, no question about it. We already know. But Kyrie Irving on the low, we do know he's a philanthropist. Like, he always donates to cause. That's what I love so much about Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving was that dude. Like, even though he's a little extreme with his beliefs and his supports, where back in the day he wouldn't play basketball because some kid got beat up in Brooklyn, which I wasn't mad at him for that, but it was detrimental to the team, and they got rid of him in Brooklyn for all the things that he did. We already know about and what he went through with the COVID, and I really respect this dude. So to give 40,000 here, 50,000 there, and what Tyler Perry does for the community is a good look for this woman. God bless, at 93, that died of natural causes, and they try to take her land away from her. And this is this Black economics that we talk about, that we strive for throughout this generation and throughout the community. I want to say one thing. Back to the interracial thing. I had an ADHD moment. And then I'm gonna leave, and then we're gonna go to Miss Miko, and I know Cindy might want to interject. There's also on the flip side of that narrative is the fact that we do have our beloved African American sisters who are celebrities as far as rappers and singers who date white guys, and who are some of them are with billionaire white guys. They're not with the typical white guys, and for the community as a whole, especially with men, we don't care. Serena Williams is with a billionaire white guy. I'm not going to throw out the African American community. One of our Eve's with a billionaire. Eve's with this billionaire. Hold on, let me finish it. Eve's with this billionaire superstar guy, and we could research and name a bunch of others. But I'm not going to sit there and look at Eve and Serena Williams that's just my opinion. I'm not going to sit there and look at Serena Williams, who is embedded in the African American community, born and raised in Los Angeles. We know the whole story with her and her sister. I'm not going to look at Eve on the sideline and go, this bitch is with this European dude that's a billionaire that has nothing to do with the African American community. No, I got love for Serena Williams. I got love for even all the others that have embedded in the entertainment industry, in the sports industry, in this world. I'm proud of those folks. So I think it's just a different philosophy with men and women. That's just a general statement. It's just a general statement. I think that women look at it one way, men look at it the other way. But I think that we all should still show females or male or whatever the same type of love. And to the men that are in interracial relationships that are our celebrity superstars, don't hide it, bro. It's what it is. Like, you can't.
They have
like,
to hide it.
I don't know. I don't know what's worse: hiding that you gay or hiding that you're in an interracial relationship. Let's knock it off. It is what it is.
Okay.
And that's all I'm saying. So again, when our female superstars are in interracial relationships, for me, it's all good, just like the men. And I'm not saying that because I'm in an interracial relationship. I've been with Black women. I've been all women. I'm just saying that it's all
with
good.
all types of women.
I've been with a lot.
Princess, Cindy, Princess said, "What's your problem? You dated white guys." She never said she had a problem. Why are you starting with my friend?
First of all, let's be clear. I slept with a white guy. I didn't date him. It was a very different situation, okay?
What?
But
did y'all have penis vagina exchange?
Yes, we had intercourse.
So then it's no difference.
It was no relationship. But at the end of the day, the difference that I think, the reason why Black women have a problem, so I can give you a different perspective,
Thank
because
you.
at the end of the day, regarding relationships, men really could care less, right? But
Really?
the fact is, with who they date, because Black men are one of the most desired among all races. Okay. So they're already gifted with that privilege, right? Everybody wants a 6 foot chocolate brown man with a nice smile and a big dingaling, right?
Mm.
So that's everybody. You ask all of that. So, and we all, but we already know that most women are going to date within their race. More Black women that are polled, if they had a choice, they would date within their race, right? Just like every other race. Now, men, um, Black men, I'm sorry, men in general are the keepers to relationships and marriage, right? Yes, can a woman get down on her knee and ask a man to marry her, or go up to a man and say, "You want to date me?" Sure, but that's not the norm. So since men are the keeper to relationships and marriage, they have to pick, right? So it hurts, and it can cause resentment when you're
Well,
choosing to pick outside of your race,
well,
right? So
okay.
Black women who have to be the receivers of somebody picking them, if on a large scale we're not being picked, they I mean, if you want to have any type of relationship or feel any type of, love in your life, or want to receive anything, you have to go where you're celebrated. So Black women dating other races has to happen, because if I'm a woman who wants to get married and have kids, but no Black man is choosing me, I have to go where I'm chosen. And if a white man decides to choose me, then why not? Because nobody else is checking for me. So I think that's where the difference is. If it was norm where we could
It's
just
just
pick whoever, where women could just pick whoever they wanted and be with any man, then she would do that, right?
uh
But
uh
she can't. So
okay,
that's
hold on a
where
second.
you get the problems coming in.
Okay, Miss Miko, what's your thought on that?
Hold on.
Because
I'm in the chat room. I'm responding to all of this stuff because they're like,
okay,
"What's
that's
going
fine.
on with Cindy?"
Uh,
I gotta
all right,
respond
all
to
right,
the
all right. So,
chat.
well, thank you. Well, all right, guys, listen, we're gonna move on to the next. I think that Cindy, is this the opinion of the women, Cindy, that you know, or this is your personal opinion?
No, this is just my personal
Okay.
view on it.
Okay, cool. All right. So listen, guys, welcome to the show. Only place on earth where you put a number one in the chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number two if you're not. Remember, we used to shout y'all out where the hearts at in the chat room. Hey, where the hearts at in the chat room. Hey, turn
Hey,
down for what? Remember that? For what? For what? Cindy killed all that noise. Put a number one chat room if you're enjoying the show today.
Oh
Put a number
my
two if you're not. One more time
We just
before we
didn't
go to
have the
Miss
time.
Miko.
We didn't have the
Miss
time.
Miko, what are they saying in
yo,
the chat? Miss
yo,
Miko, what are they? Miss Miko, what
Princess
are they
done
saying
got
in
her
the chat?
all riled up. He was like, "She'll be back. Don't worry about it." Let me
Ooh.
see. Kareem Williams said, how does a black women mess with white men strictly for sex? Question mark.
The
No,
same
Cindy,
way
no,
y'all do.
Cindy.
The
Hold
same
on,
way
hold
you
on,
do, Kareem.
hold
The
on,
same way
Cindy,
you do.
Cindy,
Same way you
do me
do.
better. Cindy, let her read the whatever, and then we're gonna move on to the next thing because we're not gonna be talking about this all day. Go ahead, keep reading.
Right. So they're talking about that. Real Hollis said we are all the human race.
Don't say in the
Kareem,
Cindy, calm down, Cindy.
I don't have nothing to say. I don't have nothing to
Okay,
say.
go ahead.
but Vanetta put the eggplant emoji in there. I don't know why. So I don't know
Because
what's
I
wrong
Okay,
with
said
the eggplant.
you want him to be Black with a big away.
And then okay. Then they started talking about the migrants moving into a Brooklyn school. Kareem Williams said he dated a white woman once and she was intimidated by black women. She hated him talking to black women, Hispanics.
okay. All
So
right. Well,
he said he wouldn't
well,
do that again.
Kareem, I'm dead.
all right.
Um, yeah, that's
Well,
it.
Well, listen, guys. I tell you what, we appreciate you guys listening. Remember, we're
And
one hundred
Sean
percent.
Williams want to call in.
Call
Who?
in.
Sean Williams. He said, "Can I call in on this topic?" He want to call in.
Uh, I don't know if you can. Anyway,
It's too heavy on a Friday, guys. Let's
yeah,
bring
yeah,
it back. It's
yeah,
too heavy on a
yeah,
Friday.
yeah. Listen, guys. If you guys are not doing nothing tomorrow night, Cindy J and Miss Meek, I would love to see you guys. If you're not doing that, we're at the
We're
Game
coming
Time
out,
Sports.
Sean. We decided, right, Cindy? We're coming out
Yes,
tomorrow night.
we're
Oh
gonna be
my
at Game
God,
Time.
We in
it
the
would be
building.
hilarious. It'd be hilarious to Cindy cousin there with a white dude. And listen, guys, if you guys are not doing nothing tomorrow night, Game Time Sports Bar and Grill, 1028 Broadway, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Y'all come on now. We got the comedy time. We're gonna get our laugh on. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7. It's real early. My man Hot Sauce gonna play some music, got a little small after party. Y'all come on out. Let's mix, mingle, let's get these jokes on. The hometown hero, Tony Bird, to be in the building. Also, Aaliyah, the comedian, she's funny, and my homegirl, Erin. So we got ladies' night. Speaking of women's issues, we got ladies' night tomorrow night at the comedy show. So y'all come on out to Game Time Sports Bar and Grill, 1028 Broadway, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, right here in the same town I live in. Doors open up at 6, showtime 7. Cindy, what we do, we go to Miss Miko.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, and I want
and
to shout
one,
out my friend Anna. Hey, Anna
Oh,
Warburton.
she
And
said
she's
big
from,
dinglings where? Okay, Anna. You like the big dinglings.
I don't know, girl.
Okay.
We still searching for them. She's over there in Cyprus. I think that's by like Greece and stuff. Sorry, girl. I always mess it up. But shout out
Oh.
to you. She's my Facebook friend. I never met her, but she's always
all
tagging
right,
Hey,
me.
Anna.
So.
Welcome to the show.
if there's no big dinglings over there, you can come over. You can go look in the chat room. There's a plethora of guys in the chat room,
Oh yeah,
so you
and
can talk
she's
to them.
white. So, girl, you can have your pick of the dinglings when you get over here.
That's right. You could pick some.
You're
You could pick
first in
some.
line, girl. You tell me
That's
where they
right.
at.
There's a bunch of dinglings in the chat room right now, so you can pick for that. And thanks.
They looking for you, girl.
No
Okay.
doubt.
And
All
wait,
right.
before
So
I go, speaking of shout outs, I want to give a special shout out to my cousin Kelly. She's in the chat room. Today is her birthday, January 12th. Happy birthday,
Hey,
Kelly.
Kelly. Good
oh yeah.
morning.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Happy birthday to ya.
Kelly.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday,
ya.
Kelly. Hey.
Miss
Yo,
Miko, you can't do it at the same.
exactly. What are you doing? I'm doing the Stevie Wonder. She doing the hood shit. Happy
And,
birthday. Hey,
and I'm dancing
ho.
off beat.
Turn up, bitch. Turn the fuck up. It's your birthday.
We
F these
outside.
niggas. Turn up. Yeah. Shout out to everybody. Let's show Kelly some love in the chat room. We appreciate you. All right, Miss Miko, the floor is yours. I yield my time. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started right. What you got, Miss Miko?
Oh my gosh. I don't even want to do my tips because I piggyback my tips off of our first story. We talk about sleep paralysis. And
That's
I was
okay.
gonna give you guys, just 4 tips to overcome sleep paralysis.
All right, go ahead.
Even
It's
That's
fine.
good.
okay, cool beans. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. So even though the
Whoa, 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 whoa,
duration,
whoa, whoa. Pause that.
put a pause on bringing it down,
Yeah,
pulling
work.
it up. Oh,
Bring-
Don't don't talk too slick in that house. Mike will be like, oh, whoa, wait, whoa. No. What?
Mike would never.
no, he would never.
Yeah.
He would
He's
never.
afraid of Tamiko.
He would
Cindy,
he would never but Cindy, there's been a few times Miko went like this. Whoa.
I got a good shake in here and there.
Whoa.
I got a good shaking.
Yo, there's been two yo, whoa.
A good, little shake. I never hurt nobody.
Yeah, Miko.
Sleep paralysis. Okay, yeah. So, here's a few tips to help you deal with sleep paralysis because it can last anywhere from a few seconds to literally 5 minutes, and it's a very scary thing. So, the first thing you want to do is assure yourself you're okay. When you're afraid, we start to struggle against the sleep paralysis feeling. So, what you want to do is you want to breathe. You want to say to yourself, I'm okay. It's sleep paralysis. I'm alive. And you want to take small, deep breath just to bring your heart rate down and relax. The next thing you want to do is wiggle your fingers and your toes because remember, sleep paralysis is like a suffocating feeling. So it's felt most strongly in your chest, your shoulders, and your throat. So if you go to the furthest part of your body and you move your fingers and your toes, it can help break the sleep paralysis. So remember to wiggle your fingers and your toes. The next thing you want to do is sleep on your side, because sleeping on your back increases the risk of sleep paralysis. So try to sleep on your left side or on your belly instead of your back. And last but not least, it's important to get adequate sleep. So if something is troubling you before you go to bed, you write it down on a piece of paper, you pray or tell yourself that the issue is going to be resolved tomorrow, and go to sleep. There's nothing more important than getting a good night's sleep. And that is my 4 tips on, helping with sleep paralysis. I'm done.
Cindy, she said,
That's
she said, wiggle the toes
And the
uh,
fingers.
and the fingers.
Yeah.
Everybody, please don't ever forget 2 things you should never forget in life. Uh, don't talk when you're swallowing your food, chewing your food, and always from time to time wiggle your toes and your fingers, because if they don't wiggle back, if
Yo,
they don't wiggle back, we got a problem.
yo, Princess is pissing me off in the chat room. Y'all see what he said?
No, I
he
don't
said
see. I don't see
tell
what he's saying.
he said, tell me, Miko, how to cure my sleep paralysis. Princess.
Princess is annoying me.
He said he tried all that. It's not working. Sorry. Princess.
Princess
Yo,
is a damn fool.
oh my God!
That
Listen,
is hilarious.
listen, man. This is where you get that funny in the morning, man. We appreciate y'all. That's hilarious. Uh, everybody, let's give a round of applause to Princess Cox. No pause. That was the funniest thing. And anybody said this morning.
Yo, Princess, shout out to you, brother.
Well, Miss Miko, thank you for your tips. We
But
appreciate
it's
you, man.
true. Because when that happened to me, I was sleeping on my back on my couch, and I was moving my arms because I was trying to
Wake
break
yourself up,
out
right?
of it. So good tips. But I wasn't calm. I was very much panicked. So,
That only
it's
happened to that only happened to me when I used to do cocaine. So give me a round of applause.
Oh my gosh, Shawn. I think that was the cocaine. I don't think it was sleep paralysis.
yeah, it wasn't sleep
I think
paralysis.
that was his drugs.
As soon as I took a hit, I was like this.
Sean, I'm done with you.
All right, Cindy, let's go. Welcome to the show, guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? Shawn Harvey, morning show feature wake up team with the Queen, SennyJ, and the Queen, Miss Miko. Shawn Harvey birthday bash, March the 2nd, New York City Comedy and Hall. Y'all come on out. March the 9th at game time. We're gonna take this around the world. Y'all show your boys some love. Go ahead, Cindy. What you got?
I have 2 stories really quick to finish this out. I was gonna talk about something else really quick, but I'll do
Hold
this.
on, Cindy. Hold on, Cindy. You haven't finished nothing out in a minute. Continue on.
Oh my god.
We have I had this story, but it was down on my list, but I'll say it because everybody was talking about it about the Brooklyn school and the housing with the migrants. Mayor Eric Adams is defending housing migrants at a school amid all the backlash he is getting. He defended temporarily housing migrants in a Brooklyn school ahead of a winter storm this week amid backlash over the administration's handling of the migrant crisis. City officials relocated hundreds of migrants from a shelter at Floyd Bennett Field, which was a former airfield, to James Madison High School, and this was on Tuesday night. Due to concerns over the strong winds associated with the storm, the high school pivoted to remote learning the following day. So on Wednesday, they had remote learning. The move has been met with broad criticism, with parents denouncing the temporary closure of the school and elected officials from across the political spectrum calling on the city to find a more sustainable solution to housing migrants, particularly during the winter. Homeless rights advocates at the Legal Aid Society and the Coalition for the Homeless called the last minute evacuation traumatic and disruptive for migrant families. Among more extreme reactions, the school received several hate calls and a bomb threat. On an interview yesterday, Adams said the city did the right thing by relocating the migrants to the high school and said the city's schools have been used in emergency situations before for floods and fires. We're not going to say in the city that when we have an emergency that impacts migrants, we're not going to use our school buildings, because no matter what people say, if you look closely, these are still children and adults should not ever put anything that's going to endanger children. Not one child or family sleeps on the streets of New York City because of what my team has done. Those parents who have stated that we can't inconvenience someone for one day because of other children, that's not acceptable, and I'm not going to put children in harm's way. Um, at a briefing the other day as well, the city's emergency management commissioner said the city doesn't foresee using James Madison High School again to house migrants. He also acknowledged that Floyd Bennett Field is not an ideal place to house families, but that is what state and federal officials had offered. So
Uh,
that's what was
put a
going
number
on.
one in the chat room if you're enjoying the show today. Put a number two. So Cindy, you're saying just for one day he housed these folks in high school and James John Adams or Jane Adams?
James
James
Madison.
Madison.
Oh, James Madison. This is in Brooklyn.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe so,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So he did this for just one day, right?
Yes, because remember the flooding and the
Right.
winter storm and all that was happening.
All right. All right. Listen, like most of us, like Miss Miko, Sydney was born in New York for 5 minutes and then she left. She's not really a true New Yorker like Miss Miko and myself. I live and breathe New York City, even
Mm.
though I don't live there. My mother's still right there on Annabelle 163rd in the hood. God bless everybody. Shout out Mama Harvey. You know how I feel about Eric Adams. Cindy's very judgmental, and I'm assuming that Miss Miko might be a big fan of Eric Adams since he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah, he's hilarious. He's good at
Cindy
saying.
J always questions this dude's character. Cindy needs to mind her business. But one thing he's been trying to do is deal with this migrant problem that was created by Governor Abbott in Texas. Y'all
No,
keep
it was
forgetting that.
created by him, Sean.
No, right. It was this
He was
problem.
the one that said last year, and I quote, "Send them to us, bring them to New York. We'll take them all." I remember watching that on the news. He said
Okay, right. Well, you're right. You're right.
no other
Watch
city
what
mayor
you.
said that, so they did
Okay.
exactly what he asked them
All
to
right.
do.
I got you. Watch what you pray for. You might get it. I understand that.
Right,
But it
right.
was Governor Abbott from Texas that initiated all this hot mess. Because he was like, I'm done. We're not bringing them all in Texas. And Texas geographically was one of the biggest states in the United States of America. Geographically, they could build a whole town and county for these people. That's another story. But Eric Adams took on this situation and it's overwhelming. What more can he do? He can't these people are outside in the street, like walking in the street, living on the street. Hundreds of them in New York City. But then 6 months ago, he offered everybody in New York $1.25 a night to house these people, and they shut that down. You could have been making $125 a night per person to house these folks in your house, and New York City shut it down. What more do you want this man to do? He doesn't send them from New York to the Adirondacks. He's sending them to the pole. He's sending these people everywhere.
And they
But
send them right back.
and you're like, he's doing a terrible job. And now, remember, before the migrants, he was trying to control the rat problem. Guess what, guys? The rat problem's back. There's more people. There's thousands of rats in New York. There's migrants. People are still breaking into cars. There's a lot going on over there. But you can't, it's crumbling, but I don't think it's all Eric Adams' fault. What do you want him to do? He's suing bus companies if they come in New York and drop these people off. Because that's what they're doing. Where you want to put him? They wanted to put him in JFK and some hangar out there in JFK. They said no, we can't do it. Put them in Yankee Stadium. Do something. Yankee Stadium holds 65,000. Put these people somewhere. This is terrible, but this is not all Eric Adams' problem. A few weeks ago, he went down to Mexico. He begged the Mexican government, yo, please stop bringing these people. The United States, the feds didn't do it. And I'm afraid that Eric Adams might lose his job behind all of this. Can we get one central location in the state of New York to put my beloved migrants? We can't do that. There's not an old airport that we don't use, or
But why
is
are we
there?
putting them in airports? Like, why are we treating these like, to me, this is so sad because at the end of the day, it's a humanitarian issue, right? And at you like put like people saying, "Oh, we'll put them in a field over here." Do people deserve to live like that? Like just makeshift tents and just send them on out there? Like I just think people. I mean, to me, it almost feels like the Palestinian and Israeli thing going on over there. Like America, that is what America is for, to come here, and people forget that. You know what I'm saying? And especially down in Texas, especially over here. I mean, to be honest, that's what the government should be working on. There's lots of rural land out in the Midwest, North Dakota, South Dakota, all these places that nobody's inhabiting.
They said no.
That they could go and do that. Yeah, but at the end of the day, if you just think about it on that issue, yeah, it's not Mayor Eric Adams' problem. It's the federal government's problem
Yeah,
because
Oh,
they should be creating spaces for these people, and Americans should be more like, we're becoming like so hateful toward these people who, if we were in the same situation, we would want somebody to be helping to us. And
exactly.
that's what's so problematic about it, is because Americans are acting so entitled when,
Yes,
I mean, especially black people. I mean, we weren't even supposed to be here, but like, right, like all these people that are acting so violent towards these people who it's not their fault. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? They're coming from something. And I think
And you
that's
and
what
and
makes
you know
it
what
so
the problem is
disgusting.
too. And we give Miss Miko the last word. You know what else I don't like about this? Now folks are upset because the migrants are pushed through the system to get Medicaid and food stamps and ID. Like they're speeding that process up. Like you can get to New York City and you can get like ID in a week and health insurance. And a lot of people are upset with that. And I'll say why? Why are you upset with migrants getting these health benefits when, again, what Cindy was just talking about, which I am not for no war. I don't give a damn about free Palestine, and I don't give a damn about any of that. You send
period.
billions of dollars over there. You send billions of dollars to Ukraine, and you can't house 30,000 to 40,000 migrants. I don't get this.
Word.
Yo,
It don't
keep
make no
Eric
sense.
Adams as mayor. This is really not all his problem. He's trying to do his best. And Cindy's right. And then we're gonna give it to Miss Miko. We're done. And especially, and I'm talking to black folks, I'm talking to everybody, especially black folks. How dare you be entitled to these immigrants? Don't act like that, guys. She's right. We're not even supposed to. We were forced here. We came on a boat. We ain't come on the Santa Pinta, the Santa Maria, and all. We came on a slave ship. They gave
Shackled.
us slop to get here.
I'm
Help
trying to
these.
leave. Make room. Bring
We're
them
not
over
Well,
going
you've
to
been
here.
Iran, Cindy.
you've
We're
been
not going
listen.
to go back to that, Cindy.
You've been
I
trying to
know.
leave for 7 years. You ain't going nowhere. My whole thing is this: let's help Eric Adams. Let's get something going to where these people change some policies where they can have. There's got to be housing, but give them all Co-op City in the Bronx. Do something.
And let's not act like New York City was this great place before they got there. Like, please, let's stop acting like everything was pristine and clean and, everybody was doing so well before the migrants got there. Like, let's stop that.
Come on, man. Like, you know what? Since everybody talking about free Palestine, I say free the migrants. Help the migrants. Let's do that.
Mm.
Yeah,
And you
and
don't know what and the problem is with that is you're so resistant to the migrant. This is a whole economic force for all of us. If they got proper housing, get them to work, it drives the economy. It's all good. Let's place these folks somewhere where they can live. They don't be have to be stressful living in the street, and let's get them all to work so we all can make money. And again, New York City, you turned down $129 a day. You turned
yep.
down even opening up the churches. The churches were going to take and house some of these people for $125 a week, and you turned it down.
Yep.
Who turns down $125 per person a day? If I was a, there'd be 9 migrants in here right now at $129 per person a day.
Yeah.
Miss Miko, before you give us the last word, if you were eligible to take, I know I asked this question before, but let's revisit it. If you was eligible to take migrants into your beloved clean house at $125 a day per person, like say they give you a family of 4, that's 125 times 4 is what? What is that?
I'm not doing it.
That's $500 a day. Would you do $500 a day for 2 years? That's 365. 365 times 2 is what? And times that by 500.
I wouldn't take them in my house where I live, but I'll put them in the rental.
No, no, no. No, they gotta stay in your house.
No, no, I'm not
Okay.
doing that.
City J, would you take, and then we're gonna go back to Miss Miko for the last one. Miss Miko, City J, God bless you. 125 a day, family of 5. That's Guadalupe. That's
You
Sanchez.
don't have to give their name,
I
Sean.
know.
Please,
He gonna say it's
let's bring
Maria, it's Javier.
go.
Uh,
Not
it's
you. Finish it
Concepcion.
off, Miss Miko. A family
Cindy,
of 5.
Cindy,
If I'm being
hold on,
if
Cindy,
I'm
Cindy,
I don't
wait a
even like
minute.
the name. I don't even like the
Cindy,
word migrant.
Cindy,
I don't
Cindy,
like that.
Cindy
Own your
is
mouth.
Cindy is little Concepcion. It's Perez, his mother Guadalupe, and Jose.
You're
4.
so racist.
125 a day, Cindy,
Yeah, I would do it.
for 2 years.
Yeah, I would do it.
God
Cindy,
bless you.
ask me that question.
Sean, would you take 5 migrants, a family of 5, to live in your house in Bethlehem
Yes,
for 125 a day per person?
yes, yes, yes. And the
I
dog.
would do it.
And the dog. Yes.
I
Put a
can't have
number on
dogs.
it. Put a number one chat room if you're taking 100. Other than Miss Miko, Miss Miko, give yourself a number 2. Put a number one chat room if you're taking migrant in your house for $125 a day. Put a number 2 if you're not. All right, Miss Cindy, you got the last word before the real last word.
I don't have a last word.
Okay,
I'm
Miss
sorry.
Miko, what you got?
I don't even have a last word. Last word. All I'm gonna say to you guys is leave all your troubles and worries in the past and have a wonderful weekend.
Nice.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Uh, what are they saying, Miss Miko? I said number 1 for the migrants, number 2, no
They
migrants. What
ain't
are they
saying
saying?
nothing. I said number 2, and that was it. Oh, Danielle Williams said number 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. She said, no, ma'am. She will
People don't
not.
even want to let their cousins stay in their house. Of course, they're
Right.
not gonna
I'm
let no
not with
damn
the
migrants
But
strangers.
stay.
Cindy, for $125 a day, Cindy, for $120, I'm not letting my cousin stay in here. But if he's paying me $125, listen, Cindy, if I'm getting guaranteed money from my cousin, $125, I'm taking that dude.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just the
want it.
uncertainty. It's just the uncertainty because you don't know who these people are, especially if people have kids and stuff like that.
No doubt.
But
All right,
I always thought it was cool. I would house like a what are those? I knew somebody that housed 2 students that were living abroad.
Uh-huh.
So they lived abroad in her house. So they came over here from Spain, didn't speak any English. They were learning and they lived with them. So it was really cool.
Well, we
So you know,
appreciate you guys. Well, we appreciate you guys. Only place on earth where you get your morning started, right? The Queen City J and the Queen Miss Miko. You guys have a blessed weekend. Be safe out there in those streets, and we see you on Monday, God willing. If you're not doing nothing tomorrow, come on and get your laugh on that game time. Come on, let's clap, guys. Come on. All right, we're out of here. I gotta go. I gotta go. Let's
see
go.
you
Bye,
guys
guys.
later.